G'day guys, it's Federico, your favorite Aussie realtor. We're here at Holton-Wise location with a special guest from MB Financial, Jerry Padilla.
How you doing?
How you doing, Jerry?
Good.
Jerry, today we're going to be asking you some questions about the FHA. There's a lot of myths floating around there on the marketplace. First one, is the FHA only for a first-time home buyer?
Not at all. It's available to any buyer at any point. They only just carry subject to only having one FHA at a time.
Great. What are the limitations or restrictions that MB Financial has?
Not too many restrictions that we have as a company for FHA products. We can go down to a 600 credit score. We do have a DTI restriction of 43% when it's between 600 to 620.
Great.
Once we exceed 620, then there is no restrictions on DTI.
Can you explain to people that aren't in the business what DTI means?
Absolutely. So DTI stands for debt to income ratio. Debt to income ratio is taking a look at your debts that you have on your credit report calculated against your gross income. And that's what they come up with a number called DTI, which is debt to income ratio.
Great. Will you finance a property that is $10,000? What are your limitations on the size that you can buy on FHA?
So our loan amount limitations is that we have to have a minimum loan amount of $10,000 or greater. So if we have a minimum $10,000 or greater, then we can provide financing for that client. And then whatever the limits up for FHA, which I believe in some areas you can go up to as high as 625. So
625. If I don't have 3% or 3.5%, then is there lender credits? Can I get the seller to help me out?
So if you are a situation where you're a buyer that you don't have any money to bring to the table, there's a couple of caveats that you could do. You could use lender credits to help cover your closing costs. You could also use seller concessions to help cover your closing costs, where the seller plays part of that. The 3.5% down payment is always going to be required, but the 3.5% can be a gift. So long as the gift is documented from the allowed source, which is immediate family members, then we could utilize that gift money to be for your down payment. So for a consumer that doesn't have the money to bring to the table, but they have a family member that's willing to provide that money to them, as long as we document that, then we have the ability to get them into a property.
Great. Holton-Wise, we like to deal with a lot of investors. I get a lot of calls from younger guys. Is the FHA limited to just single family houses, or can you start your investment career with an FHA loan?
Absolutely you can. It's definitely the best way for a new investor that's not in the business to get their feet up and running is by purchasing a multifamily. So they could purchase a 4-unit with a 3.5% down payment to start their investment portfolio. So that gives them the ability to get into the property with the least amount of money down, but then at the turn gain them into a unit that's going to give them 3 units of, if they were purchasing a 4-family, of income on that property.
Great stuff. So when I'm doing the numbers in my spreadsheets, FHA will consider the rent that is coming in?
They will consider the rent that's coming in. It is 65% of the rental income that is coming in on the property that will calculate towards income, towards the client's income.
Great. And now I have a myth out there that I want to address. In terms of appraisals, I do hear that FHA may require 2 appraisals. Is it 1? What is?
So FHA typically only requires 1 appraisal. When you're going to see a second appraisal required is when your seller is selling the property within less than 6 months of them acquiring the property. So if your seller bought the property, flipped it, and sold it to your buyer, and it's 91 days between 180 days, they're going to require a second appraisal. But if the owner of the property has owned the property for more than 6 months, then we're looking at 1 appraisal. But if you have an investor selling it to an end user and they're doing FHA financing, and they flip that property within a 6-month period, we will require a second appraisal. But outside of that, There's not a requirement. So for your seller that has it for 5 years and then selling the property, single appraisal.
Great. Now let's flip the script and end this. As a seller, I'm giving the options for FHA, VA, conventional. I'm offered a FHA buyer. What kind of restrictions do I need to be aware of before signing this contract?
So the only thing that you're going to be worried about restrictions with FHA is FHA's appraisers do look for health and safety concerns. So if they feel that there's anything in the property that's a health and safety concern, they will address it and require it to be fixed prior to closing. But other than that, you're not going to see any additional restrictions versus a conventional financing. It's just that they do focus on the health and safety of the buyer.
Great, great. Well guys, this is a quick overview with Jerry from MB Financial about the FHA loan process. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to him or myself. Jerry, what's your best contact details?
Best contact number would be area code 585-204-6923. Again, my name is Jerry Padilla from MB Financial Bank.
And you can find myself at Fed the Realtor on Twitter, 440-454-3405, or Federico at HoltonWise.com, and we can help you start your financial career to freedom with FHAs.